Hello there. While the UK government flounders about doing all it can to destroy our energy security, Germany is digging hard for its economy. You know the drill, or lack of the drill. The UK sits on piles of stuff that could sort out our energy security until green technology truly catches up, but our government is so enthralled to a small minority of eco-activists that it refuses to use what is beneath our feet and seabed. To the extent that energy firms are upping rigs and going elsewhere in the world and taking their profits and tax money with them. But while we do that, the likes of China and India carry on regardless, while our eco-loons whimper on about the minuscule difference UK emissions make. And then there's Germany. Not only have wind turbines been removed to allow them to dig out dirty lignite coal for burning, they've also sent the police into a village to remove activists so they can demolish it and get at the rich seam of lignite coal beneath it. They don't seem to worry about hurting some feelings so that the lights can stay on. And they're going further. All that mining for minerals that used to go on in Germany before they outsourced the whole lot to the likes of China, Mexico and Russia is going to be switched on again. And the FT is reporting that Germany is now going to reopen its mines to get at the minerals it needs to keep the economy afloat. And one such mine has been dormant for 27 years and is on the fringes of the Black Forest. This mine is believed to contain Europe's largest deposit of fluorspar, something essential to the manufacture of electric vehicles. Now, if Germany can do all this, why can't we? Or are we going to allow the minority green lobby to push us back to the Stone Age while the rest of the world does what it needs to prosper and thrive? Well, given the WEF and Davos-loving Sunak and Starmer, it looks like caves and tree houses, here we come. Now just a quick question. Will you be swearing allegiance to King Charles III and his heirs to commemorate his coronation? Now this will be a difficult question for many Brits, because Charles seems more intent on serving the likes of the WEF and looking after everyone else on the planet, all at our cost. Something that will actually make him a fully paid up member of the Westminster bubble. Surely he should be swearing a truly reciprocal allegiance to this country, its people and its beliefs. If he wants our allegiance in return, that is. Richard.
For a long time I have said, if you want to find out what racism and far-right ideology looks like, just go and spend some time with some lefties, and you will see racism in all its disgusting glory. The so-called left's flagship woke newspaper, The Guardian, has been forced to apologise for a cartoon of the outgoing BBC chairman Richard Sharp, which was, by its own standards, racist. Oh, and the usual wokerati on Twitter have been denying the cartoon is anti-Semitic, as one would expect, as the cognitive dissonance of the left being racist resonates through the skulls of the soy latte guzzling, tofu snorting metropolitan types. How many times have you heard these deranged imbeciles who are stupid enough to self-identify as left-wing? How many times have you heard them chanting, "Fascist scum off our streets"? Well, maybe it needs to be shouted back at them, because the last time I saw something that actually resembled racist and fascist ideology, it was coming from Labour supporters. Anyway, I wonder how many of these people will now cancel their subscriptions to The Guardian, which also apparently has historical links to slavery. I am guessing these closet fascists might unsubscribe for a week or so until they get bored of The Independent. You see, the far left and the far right are the same thing. A certain Austrian leader, he led a National Socialist Party in Germany. Yeah, I wonder who that was. Jeff. no, I don't mean that Jeff used to lead a certain National Socialist party in the 1930s and 1940s in Germany. No, he isn't that old, honestly. And his moustache is too long. Yes. Jeff!
Well, it appears that the London Mayor, Sadiq Khan, is not averse to parking on double yellow lines when he wants a walkabout in London, or at least it looks like that from a Daily Mail report. Khan was spotted getting out of a Range Rover and heading to a local restaurant in Islington, while his vehicle stayed on double yellow lines for some 90 minutes. It did not appear that there were drivers waiting in the 4x4 and the engines were switched off, according to a witness, says the Mail. And it appears there were 2 Range Rovers involved. And a blow-up of one of the photos appears to show both vehicles parked outside of marked parking bays and on double yellow lines at the entrance to another street. Now, according to the City of London Corporation, parking is prohibited on double yellow lines at all times. Possibly unless you are the great and good, like the London Mayor, one presumes. And there don't appear to be any relaxations on that rule as there are in other places. So while Khan strangles the life out of London with low-traffic neighbourhoods and greatly expanded tax-grabbing ultra-low emission zones, he's out there with massively expensive gas guzzlers that presumably soak up taxpayers' dosh, the same dosh that is collected from taxpayers by those LTN and ULEZ schemes, no doubt. Some people really do like to rub the noses of the rest of us in their misuse of power, don't they? Or would he blame his driver, then sack them? And here was him shouting loudly from the rooftops about how Boris Johnson should resign over his Partygate fine. And he also had a go at his own Met Police for not prosecuting Boris Johnson for a second similar offence. And remember, the fines for not obeying stay-at-home rules are at the same level as a parking or speeding ticket. And if Boris had to go because he broke his own rules, then surely Khan should go if he broke his own much more understandable traffic laws. Especially because he, as London Mayor, is also the Met Police and Crime Commissioner. Why, oh why does anyone believe these people are doing what they do because of the climate? If they did, none of them would drive cars at all. But they all do. They are pure hypocrites. And as time goes on and more of the plebs are forced to become carless, the great and good will swan around with all sorts of get-out-of-jail-free cards and drive and park where they wish. Maybe Khan is just practicing for when that day arrives. Now I'll leave the final word to the all-seeing eye.
So, we hope all you beautifully put together specimens enjoyed the show today, and you're all ready for bedtime as you swim through the night, bathed in an electromagnetic Wi-Fi soup. All very natural, of course, and nothing to worry about. So, tell us, what did you think about what was said today in the video? And leave your creamy pearls of wisdom in the comment section below. And we will see you again tomorrow at 5:45, 5:45, 5:45.